the question was, how did I get started in dance? And I'm really excited to talk about this because actually this month makes 12 years since I became a swing dancer. A friend of mine, I remember his name's Matthew. He came up to me and I was a sign language interpreter before I was a dancer. And so we knew each other because we did sign language together. And he was like, hey Mario, you really need to come try this thing called swing dancing at the Legion in Pensacola. And I was like, swing dancing? I said, does it look like I dance? He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I'm 6'6" and I'm black. Why would I swing dance? And he was like, man, just try it. I was like, fine, I'll go. And I went, and let me tell you, I couldn't get enough. $5, pretzel, water, people, lots of people, and I had the best time. Mario, you've always been a good dancer. There's no hope for me to learn how to dance. And I have to tell people that they're wrong. They're all the way wrong. I was a horrible dancer. Understood rhythm because I was a skate rink cat. I'll talk about this later, probably in a question, but I call myself the ghetto teddy bear because I grew up around skating rink music all the time. So everything was about that bass, a little bit of treble, you know? But anyways, my first time on the dance floor, I couldn't get the steps. But the biggest thing I couldn't do was I couldn't dance with somebody. I was often told, Mario, you're spinning me way too fast. I don't need that much of a lead. The lead is too much. And often I felt like I was doing this. Like I didn't know what I was doing. And so it took maybe a good 6-7 months to finally get comfortable with swing dancing. And now I get asked to dance. Why West Coast swing? And why not West Coast swing is what I would say. But actually I would say what happened was East Coast swing was my first dance. Jitterbug, Lindy hop, a little bit. And it just clicked for me. And I fell in love with swing so much that I went to ballroom dances just to swing dance, literally. I would sit there for about 4 or 5 dances, a swing would come on, I would get up, have a great time, and then sit back down. So I've been around ballroom dancing for a long time, but swing was the one for me. And I didn't set into it until about 2008 when I moved to Tallahassee. Big ups to my Tallahassee folks. I met my first West Coast swing instructor, Karen Burns, with Dance Till It Burns. And the first lesson with her, I walked in and she said, do that again. I said, okay. And I walked back in and she was like, you walk wrong. And so that's where we started, is I learned how to walk again. And I really started watching West Coast videos. I loved it. I had my first competition there in Tallahassee where I met Jennifer DeLuca. And she was my first West Coast swing pro I took lessons with. And from there, it was a done deal. I couldn't get enough of it. Okay, so some people have been probably asking by now, what is the collision course? And why is it out now? Why are you touring it now? What is this about? And I call it the collision course because I believe in life, worlds collide. You have people you've never met that you never would think they're dancers, they're artists, they're fun, and somehow your worlds collide. So that word collision came from that, where you take two worlds and you bring them together. And really that's how it should be. And so I was inspired by it because I've been around so many different styles of dance now. Partner dancing, single dancing, and I realized that they all come together as one. So the collision course is about taking dance and claiming it again. It's about bringing it back to where it started, where salsa started in Cuba, where cha-cha started, where swing started, where hustle started, and not allowing terminology to break them apart. So in my classes, I teach swing, but I will use other dances to explain concepts. and collide those things back together. So that is what the collision course is about. I'm touring with it. I'll be in Atlanta next month, and you'll see a whole new way of learning how to dance from it. So another question I have been asked is, Mario, why did you choose to do this for a living? Like, why? And that's a really complicated question, really. But I just believe that life is full of purpose. And I believe that this was my purpose for a very long time. And thus is why I believe in the arts so much, because the arts bring forth purpose. And with purpose, we can truly see a change. So my whole life, I studied medicine for a very long time. From 2008 was when I got into professional medical pharmacy school, and then came out of it about 2011. So it's a 6-year program. I did about 5 years and 3 months of it. And when I got towards the end, I just realized it just was not for me anymore. I couldn't do it anymore. And so most people think that's absolutely crazy to ever do. And it probably was, but it's who I am. It meant so much to me. So I remember driving back from Tallahassee, coming back from school, and I was like, what in the world? What am I doing? What's going on? And a friend of mine actually happened to call me that day. And I told her what was going on, and she was just like, well, it's about time. I don't even know why you study pharmacy. That's not who you are. And it's amazing how people know more about you sometimes than you can figure out yourself. So after we did that, I realized, well, what should I do? She's like, well, this is really cool school called Full Sail that is about the arts. And I said, really? So I remember going home, looking it up, and long story short, I saw music business, and I was like, wow, that's what I need to do. And so I completed that, and I got my bachelor's in that, because I knew if I was going to make this a career, then I needed to know how to do it. So to answer the question, why wouldn't I become this? Because this is what I do. I'm realizing I'm gifted in certain things, in rhythm and bringing fun, and that's the gist of what the company is about entertaining people, educating them, but empowering them. So that's why I got into it, because it's my purpose.